Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Well, what white men feel about black men. Now, these are not my thoughts. This came straight from a white woman, and I'm going to let you hear what she had to say right now.
Hi, I'm Kylie, and here are the top 3 things that white supremacists have confessed to me in my DMs. I have no idea why, but conservatives have started flocking to my DMs in hordes, confessing all of their insecurities to me. So here are the top 3. Number 1, nearly all of them have expressed anger and frustration that white women have stopped liking white men as much. According to them, there is no longer a preference that white women have for white men because of integration. And they're deeply upset by this fact because they believe that that advantage is the only way that they were able to get women. Number 2, most of them have confessed to me that they have a micro, and they have stated that this is one of the reasons that they are so insecure and mean to people. Specifically, why they hate black men so much because of their perceived larger size. And confession number 3, most of them have said they have an inability to satisfy women, which leads to heightened feelings of insecurity and jealousy when seeing their wives or girlfriends with other men. And also, it's the reason why a lot of them have fetishes for being a cuck. My DMs are not open to these types of messages. Do not send me these types of messages. And just know that if you do, I will be making.
So, these white supremacists, I want to make it clear now, we're talking about white supremacists because she said white supremacists, not all white men, but they're confining their fears to her. And instead of her helping them and trying to help them and talk them through it, she's making content about them and their insecurities, which I think isn't fair, but okay. That's what she said. So these are the 3 fears that white supremacists have. So I did a little bit of research and I looked up why white men fear or why white men have a problem with black men. And this is what I found. So why might some white men not like black men or fear black men or whatever you want to call it? The real answer isn't about all white men. I want to make that clear again, or all black men. It's about patterns shaped by history, power, and identity. So it has to start there. These men's fears are based on history, power, and identity. So their anxiety has roots. The core reasons are societal, not individual. For centuries, white societies created narratives portraying black men as dangerous, hypersexual, aggressive, unintelligent, and their competition. These stereotypes were originally designed to justify slavery, segregation, and policing. Even today, media often reinforces them. Some white men absorb these ideas without realizing it. This isn't personal, it's conditioning. So really, they created these straw men or these booger bears about black men, and then these booger bears that they created about black men have come back to haunt them. That's the way I'm looking at it. Now, this one was surprising to me, but the research says white men compete with black men for status. In many societies, men measure themselves by strength, confidence, charisma, athleticism, and cultural influence. Black men often excel in areas that white men historically dominated or used to define masculinity. That can trigger insecurity in some white men who feel their status is threatened. And that makes sense when you look at it like that. This is especially true in sports, music, dating, fashion, and social influence. It's not hatred, it's insecurity dressed up as resentment. And black men do excel in these areas. They excel in sports, in music, in dating, even when they are horrible at it, in fashion, and in social influence. So, again, once you understand it, it makes sense. Fear of losing social dominance. So there again, it makes sense. Some white men grew up believing whiteness automatically places them at the top of the hierarchy. When they see black men succeeding, leading, earning, dating interracially, and being admired culturally, it disrupts the old hierarchy. That disruption can feel threatening to people who were taught that they should be above black men. So this is what we're seeing, and that's just what we said in my last video, where the black man was saying that white people get upset when they see black people succeeding at anything. It can be anything. So it's a fear of losing social dominance. We need to understand these things. And then the media portrayal of black men as threats. Now, this is the most insidious one of all. The media portrays all black men as threats, and they are not. Some are, but some are not. Some white men are too. For decades, news and entertainment have overrepresented black men as criminals, violent, and irresponsible. Even white men who have never interacted with black men may carry subconscious fear or bias because of this. It's not personal experience, it's media programming. And my feeling is if black men are not afraid of them, they certainly shouldn't be afraid of black men because they have done more damage to black people than black people have done to them. So this fear of black men as threats is really infuriating to me. And then there's the white man's projection of guilt or discomfort. Some white men feel guilt about racial history. They feel guilt about discomfort discussing race. They have a fear of being judged and a fear of being seen as racist. Instead of dealing with that discomfort, they project it outward as dislike or avoidance. From my black woman's perspective, white men should be more forthcoming with their fears. They should talk to black men. They would be surprised. Black men would probably understand because they have their fears too. They really would probably understand each other if they would talk to each other. Now, some wouldn't, but the more open and the more evolved ones would. They would talk to each other because nobody gets through this life without having some fears or some anxieties or some kind of problems. So they might understand each other a lot better than they realize. But there is jealousy in dating dynamics, and this is what makes it complicated because now you've thrown women into the mix. This is real, even if people don't say it out loud. Some white men feel threatened when white women date black men. Black men are seen as attractive or desirable. And then black men have confidence or charisma that they feel they don't have. This can turn into resentment even when they never admit it. See, that's the problem right there, the women, those white women. And this was one that I found surprising but kind of interesting. Cultural differences that some interpret as intimidating. Black men often bring directness, confidence, humor, rhythm, style, and emotional expressiveness. Some white men interpret this as too much when really it's just unfamiliar because they aren't direct all the time and they don't have confidence, although we think they do, but apparently they don't. And then their humor, sometimes it's off kilter and they don't have rhythm and style, that's for sure. But black men have all those things, and that is interpreted by some white men as intimidating. Some white people get with it. I mean, some white people love black culture, but some see it evidently as intimidating. The reality is, most of this isn't about black men at all. It's about white male identity, insecurity, and social conditioning. Black men aren't doing anything wrong. They're simply existing in a world that has taught some white men to see them as rivals, threats, symbols of guilt, and reminders of a hierarchy that's collapsing. So at the end of the day, it's white men feeling threatened by what black men represent in a society that taught them that they should always be on top. And they feel threatened by black men. Now, they don't worry about the Chinese, they don't worry about the Indians, they don't worry about the Arabs, they don't worry about anybody but these black American men. It's so crazy to me. But this is what we have. But we just have to keep on being ourselves and keep on being the best version of ourselves that we can be and hope that they will catch up. Okay, y'all, what you think about this video and have a good evening.